Whether you're caulking baseboards or other trim around your house, you're going to follow a similar process, but there are some tips that I have learned over the years that I will share with you in this video that you will want to keep in mind before you get started. Now, before you do anything, please clean off your baseboards and your trim. I get it, it's not fun to do, but the last thing you want is the dirt and the dust from the top of your baseboards getting stuck in your caulk, because you will see that for years to come. When it comes to caulk for trim and for baseboards, I use DAP's Alex Flex caulk. It's made specifically for trim, it is crack proof, and it's rated up to 60 years. That's a long time. It's also paintable, so after about 30 minutes, once it dries, you can paint right on top of it. When it comes to the caulk gun that you're going to use, a drip-free gun is going to make your life significantly easier. The team over at Newborn was kind enough to send me their brand new Octagun caulking gun. This baby looks pretty nice. I'm excited to give it a shot, but it has 8 features built into one. Get it? Octagun. It has a built-in caulk removal tool so you can take out your old caulk. It also has a built-in finishing tool that you can use that has 4 different options on how you want to finish your caulk along your seam. And the best part? It's drip-free. When you prep your caulk tube, there's 2 things you want to follow. First, do not cut too much off of the top. The larger the hole, the bigger the mess, because you're going to have more caulk coming out of the tube. Keep the hole as small as possible in order to get enough caulk out of the tube to get the job done. Second, you'll want to cut it at a 45-degree angle. Don't just cut it straight off of the top. This will help tremendously when you go to apply a bead across the top of your trim or your baseboard. The Octagun has a cutting tool built right into the gun itself, so you just simply slide the tube in and cut. As you spread the caulk across the top of your trim, move at a nice even pace with a nice even squeeze on the handle. This will give you a nice even bead as you start to move across the top of the trim. With the caulk spread across the top of the baseboard, now it's time to finish it. Now, forever I've used my finger as my finishing tool, and that's a popular finishing tool, but I want to try this Octagun finishing tool out. I've used a lot of finishing tools that I did not like when it comes to caulk, and I have to say that I'm pleasantly surprised with this one. I used the 5mm corner and it laid a nice, even, smooth surface right across there. I just pushed it right down in, and it's nice and flexible too, which made it very easy to spread that caulk. But if you don't have a finishing tool, just use your finger, rub it right along the edge. But your finger's probably going to be the best tool for the next challenge that you will encounter. When you have trim like this that has a lot of inside corners, there are 2 techniques that will help you tremendously here. First, start from the corner and work your way out. Do not spread the caulk into the corner, because then you will run the risk of spreading a ton of caulk like up in the corner here as you twist your gun around. It's going to get nasty and it's going to be hard to clean out. The second technique that you want to use is the reason why I like my fingers sometimes. Start spreading the caulk out from the corner and it will leave a little bit of caulk on your finger. You can then use that in order to spread it into the corner without having to use the caulk gun. It's way less mess and way more accurate to ensure that you get the caulk exactly where you need it to be. Now, you may also encounter a scenario like this where you have a large gap between the wall and whatever trim or built-in you might have in your home. And there's really a couple of different ways to handle this, but one in particular that I'll show you right now. As you spread the caulk in this gap, you want to put a lot of caulk in so that you can fill it, and then you'll be able to finish it with your finger or with the finishing tool. Just be careful when you're finishing the caulk in a big gap like this, because if you put too much pressure on the caulk, it will disappear in the gap and you will have to do the process all over again. But maybe trim and baseboards are not the only thing that you need to caulk in your home. Your bathtub might need some caulking as well, and for more information on that process, click or tap on this video. And until the next time, keep doing it yourself.